welcome back to the Sunday special episode of the U Up podcast. I'm Jordana Abraham.
And I am Jared Freed. It is so good to be back here with you, Jordana. We love a Sunday special, don't we?
Always a pleasure. And
bite-sized episodes.
Can you believe it's already July 9th?
I can't. I honestly can't because it felt like we didn't even have summer. Today, we're taping this Dateline June 28th, and today was like the first nice sunny day.
I know.
Like today was like the first, and
it was still a little humid though.
Humid, but both. Could you try? Can you shut the fuck up, Siri? Siri works when I don't need it.
Right. Never when you do.
Never when you need it.
Never when you do.
I'm like, pick up the phone, and then you're just screaming to yourself.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and then you're just like, yeah, we're taping this on June 28th. What is it? And you're like, get out of here, Siri. Fucking bitch.
Now she's going to be back.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it is humid today, but like when it's summer bright, whenever it's bright and sunny in summer, I'm okay with it. It feels good. You could be in your skivvies, be in your short shorts and your tank top and my fedora that I wear on nice days and my feather cap. You know how I dress.
Yeah.
And
of course. Your summer wear.
My summer wear. My big floppy Carmen Sandiego hat. And you can have but we haven't had that yet, and it's late June.
Yeah.
So it's like
the weather's been weird.
Hazy.
Not great.
Not great. So I hope from today on, we get the nice, beautiful days, and it can feel like July. I mean, like we're past the 4th.
I know. It's a little depressing.
Do you have any beach weekends coming up? What do you got anything any plans, or is it just like we're suburb? We can get to the beach anytime we want.
July, I don't have that many plans. August, I have, I'm going to Greenport girls trip.
Ooh, Greenport.
Greenport, which was fun last year. So I'm excited to go back.
Greenport's the North Fork of Long Island?
Yes.
That's the part of Long Island. That's the I'm not at the Hamptons.
Exactly. I'm much more chill than people who go to the Hamptons.
Saying you go to Greenport is a personality trait. I am not like those uppity assholes. We are normal, flats at the bar type of ladies.
Don't worry though, the hotels are still extremely expensive.
I mean, it's not 10 years ago.
Right.
You know, Greenport, if I kind of live by the notion that if I know about it, it's past the point of being cheap.
Agreed. It's not like a little unknown off the beaten path place.
Right. I found out about Tulum the day everyone went to Tulum.
Right.
You know, I'm not pre-anything.
Yes, by the time I know about it, it's ruined. I say that about fashion trends all the time.
Right.
When I got like a leopard print skirt, that the trend died the next day. Or maybe the day before and I was late.
Right. The minute it's at the discount store, you're like, oh,
wow, look at this. I am like someone's like old, untrendy mom when it comes to that stuff.
Well, it is funny because you can all, it's nice to be aware of those things.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing worse than the person that's like, I'm going to Greenport. You ever heard of it? And it's like, yeah, we know. We know what you're trying to tell us. We know what you're trying to do. It's the same, $900 a night hotel room as it is in the Hamptons. I mean, the hotel prices have gotten crazy.
It's the same shit. You just get the smugness of feeling like you are doing something slightly different.
Right. Better than the Hamptons people.
Exactly.
But
what about you? Any beach weekends?
I'm going to Nantucket.
Ooh.
There's a thing called the Nantucket Comedy Festival.
How does Nantucket compare to Cape Cod?
Much better.
What's the difference?
Nantucket would be considered the Hamptons of the New England area.
And Cape Cod would be considered what?
Garbage, Long Beach.
Okay. I'm kidding. I've never been to either of those places because they're such a pain in the ass to get to.
Right. The Cape is more the shore.
Okay.
For New England, but it's so different than the shore. The shore has this like bar life and young people that go there. The Cape is like families, like houses, like
Fire Island-y.
I've never been to Fire Island. All I know about Fire Island is there's a Jewish part and a gay part, and you can wear flats at the bar. That's all I've heard about that place. And you can't have cars. The Cape, you could live on the Cape.
Okay.
It's a livable part of New England, but it is far.
But Nantucket is fancier.
Nantucket's fancy, the vineyard's fancy. Those are all, but they're like, it's island living, And here's the thing about Nantucket. It's hard to get to it, or it was.
Right.
So it used to be a big place for artists. So if you were a professor or an artist, you would go out there and you'd live this very bohemian island lifestyle on your whatever sabbatical. And then over the years, they got an airport.
Okay.
This is all something I was told by this guy who had so the Nantucket Comedy Festival, the whole deal was like, you get to go to Nantucket because it's hard to get to.
You don't get paid, you just get to go to Nantucket?
Right.
Okay.
They go, it's no money, but it's the high season, and we're going to give you a hotel room at like the place in the middle of town for free. You're going to get a private flight out there.
So it's like a vacation barter.
Right, basically.
A private flight.
Private.
That's pretty cool.
It's not that private, but it's private. You know, it's like one of those like,
what does that mean?
it's like it's as private as I'm gonna get.
Okay.
You know, and yeah, they're like, you can come in Thursday, leave Sunday, and then the last time I did it, they had this guy who took all the comedians out in his yacht.
Oh wow.
And it was like he like loved the idea, and I spoke to him, and I was like,
so this is like your chance to be like a hot 22-year-old girl.
That's me.
Just flown out by Jesse Metcalf and sent it to Nantucket.
Right.
Wined and dined on the yacht.
Wine and dine. Somebody is going to try and fuck me. Yeah.
Finally noticed.
Finally. I've been taken seriously for my looks. And there's one show. So it's only one show. So
that's
it's like great. So... And if it's the weather's nice, like you're at fucking Nantucket, high season. It's great. So I'm excited to do that. But
that's fun.
It'll be just me on my own.
Maybe I'll go to Nantucket one day.
Listen, one day we can all dream. Maybe
someone will fly me out there.
Some people, the people that go to Nantucket are like Nantucket people.
Right. I don't know, but they're all, I feel like, from like Massachusetts, so I don't know any of them.
Right. Well, then this guy who had the yacht, he was telling me that he would station the yacht a quarter of the year in Nantucket. And he was this older guy, and he was telling me, he was like, it used to be an artist place. It was usually like, we'd have these interesting conversations, and it would be like this like very cool type of people that would come here. And then he goes, the airport got built, and now it's all finance people.
And he was like, you know what we need out here? More comedians.
Comedians. That was his point. He goes, I like to be a part of this because I'm bringing in people that I can like chit-chat with.
I mean, it's better than bringing the girls on the yachts. Right?
Just as good.
Yeah.
We don't suck dick as well.
But you'll make them laugh.
But we'll make you laugh. I'll make you laugh if you cum your pants. Laugh so hard. We wanted to talk
Maybe there'll
about...
be a neighboring boat with the other option.
The hot chicks.
Yeah.
They're like, we did it right. You know, and I'm on there being like, so farts, right?
All right, let's talk about well, do you have any other tour dates you want to talk
I'm
about?
on the road.
Where are you going?
If you're listening to this now, it's July 9th. My last show in Nashville. Please come.
If you live in Nashville.
If you live in Nashville.
Or if you've got a few hours to get there.
Get in the car. Stamford, Connecticut, Raleigh, North Carolina, Lexington, Kentucky, Charlotte, North Carolina, jaredfree.com for tickies. Assemble the group chat. Got a great new hour. Ready to go. We're talking about dating trends today.
Yes.
And I've heard of this. I've seen this around
seen it everywhere.
the TikToks.
Yes.
Beige flags.
It's not quite a red flag.
What is it?
I don't fully get it, but okay. Well, apparently it used to be used to describe someone who was like boring, like a boring characteristic.
Right. Look at this beige. Yeah, nothing.
Right. Yeah, like a bland, like toast kind of person.
Mm-hmm.
And now I feel like it is. Some people think they're cute, and some people get like the ick from it. It depends on.
The things I see on TikTok are like my husband's beige flags are, and it'll be like him reading a menu.
Yeah,
like he likes to read the menu, and it's a little bit making fun of him.
He gets out his flashlight,
right? He hugs the pillow at night, and you go, and it's like I guess the beige flag seems to be like this is something I like, but everyone else might think is gross.
Okay, so this is like I like it, but it's an ick for everyone else.
This is dumb. This is dumb. I'm sick of the beige flag thing. You know what it is?
It's red flag or deal breaker.
Right. You know what it is? It's married people trying to get in on the fun.
It's not fun.
That's what it feels like.
Here's the thing. You can have security and safety or fun.
Or fun.
You can't have it all. Who do you think you are?
Right. You don't get everything.
Courtney and Travis?
Right. But this happens all the time. When I go on stage and I ask for people's icks, they'll every now and again you'll get a woman who will be like, my husband does this. And it's like, yeah, but you still are with him.
Right.
The premise of the ick is that you are single. You're trying to find someone. And then you find a guy who might be it, But he does this one thing and you're like so turned off that you're willing to give up the future that maybe could have with this guy because you're so dry downstairs.
Exactly. And that's what makes it real.
That's what makes it real. When a woman gets up and says, oh, my husband's ick, I'm always like, eye roll, eye roll, eye roll.
Right. You can't be in on the fun when you don't have any of the other negative shit.
Right. The negative shit is, and you know, you have taken up ick to be alone.
Yeah.
That's the whole funny part, is that you're ridiculous. And I do find the ick funny. Listen, this goes into the
you have
land
a whole
of,
set about it.
I do a whole thing about it. This does go into the land of men being offended by women who get icked out. That's stupid to be offended. I think it's funny when someone has an ick, but the funny part is that you get, you know, I'm willing to be single over being with a man who jumps over a puddle is very funny to me.
Right.
Like, so
but you have to be single.
Right. You got to be single. The good has to come with the bad.
Yeah.
You know, the loneliness has to come with the fun of the ick.
Yeah. The person you're dating having a quirk is not
anything.
Right.
That's why you like them. That's why you guys have a depthy relationship. You take all this stuff that he does and you go, well, other people might not like it, but it's my Robert. And it's like, yeah, you get Robert.
Stop making it so cute.
Right. Your life sucks. Shut the fuck up.
Shut up. All right. Let's get to our email.
Let's do it.
Okay.
You want me to read it?
Yeah.
Hey, team. I like that we're addressed as a team.
We are a team. The whole You Up team. We got Jorge. We got Candace.
We're all
here. You. We got me.
You.
Is that it?
Everyone out there.
Everyone out there doing their own shit. The girl who listens in on your, to make sure that no one's talking shit about you in workout classes.
The American Girl doll.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone be on the lookout for shit talkers.
Exactly.
Hey, team. Was hoping to get your insight on an issue I'm going through in my relationship. I've been dating my girlfriend for 2 months, but we've been seeing each other for about 4 months. I'm 30, she's 27. The first 2 months went really well. Frequent and fun dates, great banter, and I knew I wanted to put all my time and energy into getting to know her more.
No surprise guns.
She didn't pull a gun out
in
a road rage case. I like this email already.
Same.
It's very
seems
spelled
balanced.
out. Balanced, yes. Also, the idea of like, we've been dating 2 months. I envy this idea of like, it's been 2 months. I'm going to put all my energy into seeing how this goes.
Yeah.
It's like nice.
They're together. He's committed.
Once we became official, it feels like things changed. And I started to notice she would say things like, give me attention, give me some assurance, or compliment me. Not once or twice. She would say it numerous times while we would hang out. Whenever she would ask me questions and I didn't respond in a specific way that she wanted, it would instantly turn into a fight and circle back around to how I wasn't giving her the affirmations mentioned earlier. It's gotten to the point where I am honestly always walking on eggshells when I'm with her because of the fear that I might say something that triggers her to say that
sentence is weird. We can just
the day dialogue as usual. Say what she's been saying.
Okay.
We've sat down numerous times and tried to get an honest understanding of what is truly going on, and we sometimes find a resolution. However, after an hour, it's like everything we just talked about goes out the window and we're back to square one. I tell her that the more she tells me to give her attention and compliments, the less it makes me want to do it. I want it to become natural and not be forced to say those things. If I'm being honest, it feels like she just places most of her sense of security onto me. And it's now on me to provide all her security, which I just can't do. She constantly reminds me what her standard is and that she deserves X, Y, and Z, but not one time has she asked me what I need in the relationship. I try to vocalize it, but I'm just met with snarky comebacks and the conversation has just turned around to her needs. When the times are good, they are really good. But when they're bad, they're definitely bad. Is there anything I can do to better this relationship? Is there anything I can do to better this relationship and stop what feels like a never-ending cycle? Or is this simply a case of two people who aren't compatible? I honestly could use your advice here. What do we think? This is a great email.
I've had a little bit of her issues before in the beginning of dating Mike, I think, where like, again, I think that was a lot due to being anxious and wanting assurance. I mean, he is her boyfriend, so I do feel like that should help a little bit.
Right.
But it kind of seems, well, I think women sometimes get into this thing where it's like, okay, he's not perfect, but I can fix this. So like, we'll get into the relationship and then I'll fix it. And in his mind, he's like, oh, she just completely changed from this fun, cool girl that I was dating. And now she has wants and needs, and like I'm actually gonna have to do shit.
Well, isn't that putting a lot on him?
I agree. I think she's acting irrationally and potentially not appropriately. I think that she's probably being annoying. But here's the thing. Her needs are her needs. She wants to be complimented more. She wants to be affirmed more.
There's a point where she's being like, can you just be someone else?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. She's trying to change him a little bit.
But not a little bit. Like, she's trying, and I think it's okay to be like, hey, today I got dressed up we went and did brunch, and I got dressed up for brunch.
It'd be nice for you to tell me that I look nice.
Right. That's a more, when you bring it up along throughout the day, it's a little bit, first of all, like emasculating.
Yeah, the whole day is kind of crazy.
Right. Like there's a, I'm not against her. I'm just saying there's a way to do this that gets you what you want, and then there's a way to do this to just always be right and make someone feel badly.
I agree. I'm not saying she's acting correctly. I think she's very insecure, clearly. And I see some of myself in her, which is why I just feel like sympathy for her, and that she's kind of like I used to do this thing where I was like to Mike, I felt like a push bear where I'd say like, say something sweet. Because he's not someone who's prone to saying things that are sweet. But then when I have it enough, at this point in my relationship, I don't really need it. But like in the beginning, when you're not really sure exactly where something's going or how someone feels about you, it can feel like you just want validation. And like that's what she needs. And I think if he gave it to her, she would back off.
But it seems like he's trying.
Like, right. Well, that's what he's saying.
The way he wrote about this, saying like, I've had a conversation with her to try and get to the bottom of this. And then we just go back to
right. Well, he's
what
saying,
happened before. But we're getting one side of the story. Right. I'm not saying that he's completely right. But I do have this sense of like, let's say in the scenario, you're like looking at your boyfriend going, can you say something sweet? I feel like shit today. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, I told you before, you look amazing. Like, and then you're like, well, that's not the way I want it done. And
right. Well, that's the issue with
when you ask, you're not even going to get it the way you want. And the other person's not going to say it the way they would naturally want to say it and make them feel good. Compliments are about the person saying them too.
Yeah.
Like he wants to be able to say things without being told
that's not the right way.
Right.
Yeah. And I think the longer that you date someone, the more you kind of can anticipate the way that they react to things. So it's like, I do feel like this is a little, he could break up with her. This is enough for him to say, I don't want to, I feel like I'm walking on eggshells. I don't feel like you're getting what you want from me. Like that would be totally reasonable. I think if he wanted to stick it out, I think it will get better. I think the more he leans into it, the more she will back off.
But then I guess, it's a question of like, and I'm not telling him to like, I know this sounds bad, but it's like, is that me? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I think you can change. I think anyone can change. I think you can change for someone that you love and that you care about.
Right.
But there is a point where you go, I do feel these good things in my heart, and I just don't operate that way. I don't know.
Yeah, that's something that she'll have to
like, what
figure out
change is
too.
she making when he's stopping everything to go, hey, let's talk about this. Where's this coming from? Am I not giving you, like, do you think I'm like on the app still? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
well, I think that's a real good conversation to have with her. Like,
it seems like he did.
Why do you feel like you need so much more assurance from me? Do you not think that I like you? Like, what is behind this feeling of like you needing all this validation?
Right. And it seems like he did that a little bit.
A little bit.
That, like when you say that, like, we've sat down numerous times and tried to get an honest understanding of what's truly going on, and we sometimes find a resolution. However, after an hour, it's like everything we just talked about goes out the window. After an hour?
Right. Yeah, that's pretty quick.
Hey, what's wrong? What can I help you with? Yeah. And then you're like, I just feel not appreciated. I would like to hear you say nice things to me. And he's like, I think you look great. I think you are amazing. I'm having a great time today. I hope you know that. I'll try my best to be better. And then an hour later, she's going, can you please just tell me I'm cute? And you're going, hey,
right.
kill
and it
me.
makes him not want to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he could say to her, it doesn't seem like you really like me. That's true. I mean, I think she could say, like, it feels like everything that I'm doing is annoying you. I feel like I need to walk on eggshells so I'm not saying the wrong thing. Like, I don't feel like I can truly be myself around you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think what this kind of like spells out to me is like the need for relationships to be able to end without a villain.
Right.
You know, like he's probably sitting here waiting for this big explosion to happen. She's kind of in reality, I swear to fucking God, how does that happen? In reality, she's kind of building a case for what she can talk shit about him after he ends it. She's kind of doing this, like, it's almost like she's trying to get to the end of it.
Right. I mean, we don't have her perspective or what he's saying or what he's not saying, but
if you keep accusing the person of not giving you enough, no, you're not giving me enough, you're not giving me enough, not giving me enough, and the guy's like, you know what? I don't got enough for you.
You have to wait till you're locked in legally to start doing that, so they can't leave.
So that they're stuck monetarily.
Right.
Yeah, I just think that they, you know, sometimes people are self-destructive. And if you're really self-conscious and you're really like not in a place to like move on to the next level and be, you kind of.
Or, I mean, but I'm saying if he wants to try to work it out though, he could say, what do I need to say to you to like, for you to feel secure in this relationship?
Right.
Because I do think your needs are your needs. And so if she's like, I need a lot of affirmation, then he can say, I don't want to do that. Mm-hmm. And you're going to have to find someone who will, or I can try to do that, even though it's not in my nature.
Right. And this is me and then a week later when she gets upset again, that was me trying.
Right. If that's not good enough for you, then we might not be able to work.
This might not be a match. Yeah. And I think that's like a very like mature way to go about it. It's also mature to go 2 months. I gave him props for being mature and like, let's give this a shot. I want to see if this is a real thing. It might not be a real thing.
Yeah. And just like you said, you can leave a relationship for any reason at any time.
I just think that it sounds like she's being self-destructive. I agree. Like it sounds
she's
like
overthinking things.
Right. And
I feel bad for her because I've done that before.
I think we've all found versions of that. Like I've definitely been in situations where I'm like, I won't talk about this thing. I'll just let it fester.
Right.
And then
well, you're the opposite. You're instead of constantly nagging the person about the thing they're doing wrong. And I think this is very male and female, not to gender it, but I just did. Mm-hmm. Is that woman will be like, all right, I have the relationship. Now I can make him into the person that I want. And if it's not going to work, I just have to keep saying, please change, please change, please change. And men will just kind of like quietly think about leaving for a while.
Or change and they're miserable forever.
Right.
Or not change and that miserable fuck wouldn't give me what I needed. Now he's a piece of shit.
Yeah. It's a love story. And then you can find a beige flag.
Tale as old as time. Beauty. I couldn't hit the note.
Oh, so close.
So close. We solved dating again.
We did it. Proud of us.
People, this is the ones to share.
We did it.
A real issue, real couple. I think he should break up with her, but that's okay.
I think he could give it a shot, see if it improves, and if not, just cut the cord.
2 fingers. Well, listen, that's it for us. We solved dating again. Jordana, spectacular per usual. We fought through sickness to get here too.
As usual. All right, we'll see you on Wednesday. Boom. Bye. The U Up podcast is produced by Sean Kilby, Maddie Paul, and Jorge Morales-Pico. Editing by Jorge Morales-Pico. Social media by Maddie Paul. Be sure to follow at u.up.podcast on Instagram and send us your emails to uup@betches.com.